Hey guys, welcome back. It's your girl Zakira back with another video. Yes, I know I've been away for 2 years, but guys, I've been through some shit, alright? I've been through some real life shit, and yeah, we about to get into it because I got some tea, alright? I got some tea to tell y'all. I gotta let y'all know what I've been through. Like, shit has really hit the fence for me. So sit down, relax, grab your popcorn or whatever, because we about to get into a nice long story, alright? What have I been? I'm about to hit you up with all the updates about what's been happening in my life for the past 2 years. Make sure y'all subscribe down below. You know, hit that little bell so you can get aware of when I post another video. So as I'm telling you guys the video, I'm gonna be eating my food. So I got this bomb ass coworker who's my friend or whatever, and I told her that I wanted to get back into the YouTube thing, and she decided to make me some food. Like, this is my good, like, I don't get too close with coworkers and stuff like that, but this is a really good, she's a really dope friend or whatever. And she made me like mad food. Like, I got some Jamaican food, as you can tell by the title above. So she made me some curry chicken, y'all. I said curry chicken, curry goat. So she made me some curry goat. Like, look at that. Big old pan too. I got some fish, some plantains, some rice and peas. Then over here I got some cabbage. And then she also made me some oxtails. Yo, don't that look good? So I got all this food, and I'm gonna be munching down as I tell y'all what's been going on in my life, because it's been so crazy, y'all. It's been so crazy. So for the past 2 years, I know I've been gone for a while, and you know, it wasn't my intention to like go away for this long, but you know, sometimes life hits you unexpectedly and you just don't know what to do. And for me, when stuff happens to me, I kind of shut down. So like, you know, depression is real. So guys, like, check up on your friends, check up on your family, check up on your peoples, because you never know what they're going through, you know. So my husband got detained by immigration back in 2018 in February. And that completely broke me because, you know, we lived together, and you know, that's like my best friend. So when he got taken, I was just completely lost. Like, I didn't know what to do. I was so hurt, you know, because it's always just me and him. Like, I don't really do much without him, you know. I go out with my friends or whatever the case is, but that's like my best friend. So we do so much stuff together. So when they took him, I really completely broke down. Like, shit was real. He was gone for 13 months, y'all. Let me tell y'all, this cold, this curry cold is mad good. Alright, so he was gone for 13 months, and I did not know what to do, you know. I was still working. You know, when it's just you alone, sometimes it's hard to pay all your bills and stuff like that. So it was me paying all my bills, and then also trying to have the funds to make sure that he's good, you know, so he has food in his commissary, and you know, paying for the phone calls. Like, them phone calls is expensive, okay? I was spending probably like $100 a week just for us to talk, because we talk a lot. Like, me and my husband will have conversations about 8 to 10 times a day. Even our lawyers were surprised that we even talk that much. And it was like a real battle because, you know, they said that a lot of people that go through this situation, they marriages or their relationship fails. Like, a lot of the people that got taken who were in relationships, they wound up being single the whole time they was there. Me, I held him down for 13 months. I went through that, making sure that I was at every court case or whatever, traveling New Jersey by myself. Mind you, I ain't got no car. I don't have no car. So, I'm traveling by the bus, the train, taking the damn PAP train to New Jersey. Like, I was running to that. Let me stop. But, you know, I made it my duty to make sure that I was there every week, y'all. Every week. I did not miss a beat. I was there every week. So, while that was happening, 13 months, you know, I got into the little modeling thing or whatever. I was working for some company. And, you know, we did photo shoots here and there. But, you know, to be honest, it wasn't all that. Like, it wasn't even all that. Like, we did photo shoots, but half those pictures I didn't even get back, so we ain't even gonna talk about that. But, you know, I went through all that. So I went through the 13 months, you know, I struggled, you know, I was depressed because this was like my best friend, and it's like, you know, he was like the peanut butter to my jelly, you know. It's like we did everything together, so to not have, you know, your significant other by your side, that shit hurt. And it's not like he was, you know, he passed away, God forbid. But it's just like, I felt like he was gone. And I was really worried about what was going to happen, like if he was going to get deported or whatever the situation is. I've been, you know, when you're in a relationship for so long, we've been together now 8 years. At the time, it was 6 years. That's a long time. We had just gotten married the year before, and it's like when you in a relationship that long and you wake up to somebody every day, like, and then all of a sudden you're not waking up to them anymore, that kind of changes the way that you feel. That changes the way that you move and how you operate. So it changed everything. I fell into depression. You know, my friends tried so hard to like get me outside, get me to go to parties, and just to try to keep me company so that way my mind wasn't all that on that. But it's like, no matter how much fun that I was having, at the end of the day, I still had to come home alone. You understand? I still had to come home alone. So that's when it would hit me. It's like, oh, I just had all this fun. I just went to this party, or I just went to this cookout, or, you know, I'm hanging with my friends and my cousins and stuff. But then at the end of the day, I'm coming home alone. And then it was like, it's that constant reminder that he's gone, because his clothes and his sneakers and his, you know, I would sniff his shirts and stuff like that just so I can smell him, y'all. Like, it was crazy. So after the 13 months, after he came home, you know, we got back on track. Everything was good. I was so happy. And, you know, right before he went in, I was about to do, like, I was really about to get heavy into my YouTube. But that shit just hit me, and I just was like, nah, I'm done. Like, I wasn't in the mood to do nothing. Like, I didn't want to do nothing. All I did was stay home, sleep, watch TV. You know, when my friends could get me out, they get me out. Yeah, this is so good. So, yeah, everything was good when he came home, and we just been chilling and stuff, you know, enjoying his freedom and, you know, hanging out with friends, you know, his friends. You know, it'd be crazy because when you get in these type of situations, you kind of see who's real, who's really for you, who's really gonna support you, and who's not. And let me tell y'all, a lot of people want ghosts. You know, at the end of the day, nobody really cares about you the way they seem, or the way they make it seem, rather. But we we got back to our regular program and whatever. You know, we was going to, you know, water parks and everything. Like last summer, we went to so many water parks, so many amusement parks. Like just appreciating the freedom, because it's like they would do like 23 and 1. For those that never been to jail, I never been to jail either, but for those that don't know the terminology, 23 and 1 is when you spend 23 hours in your cell or in the jail, and then you get 1 hour of free time. So they did a lot of that, and it broke him down. It really did. But it was my job as a wife to try to bring him back, to make him not fall into the depression, you know. It's easier said than done. It's easier said than done, but what good is it if I'm already broken and then I allow him to break too? Then we just two broken people. Where does that leave us? You know, so I couldn't allow that. But, you know, right now, here we are, 2020. COVID done happen and ruined everything, like, ruined everybody's plans. You know, I had said that I was going to start my hair business way earlier in this year. That didn't happen, but I did. I started it. So, yes, I'm wearing my own bundles, y'all. Maison Cornet Cosmetics. Make sure y'all go check that out. www.maisoncosmetics.com. This is my Butter Wave. My Butter Wave collection. This is actually my favorite. I love Butter Wave hair, y'all. And I've had this here and for, I think this is my 3rd week now. And my joint's still nice. Still nice. Still nice. I barely have to comb my hair. But make sure y'all check this out. Make sure y'all shop with me, okay? Shop my Butter Wave collection. I got straight butter, loose butter, deep butter, Butter Wave. I got 613 here. Closures, frontals, everything you need, period. Alright? But, anyways, COVID came and just like really ruined everything. Ruined everything. It's like, and I don't know about y'all, but I became like such a germaphobe. Like, every little thing, you know, like when crime scene investigators, when they go looking through a crime scene, they got the black lights and they use their blue lights to see everything, and everything with the blue light, you know, DNA, blood, male ejaculation, it shows up in the blue light as white. That's literally how I see everybody now. Earlier in the year, when everybody thought that wearing gloves was doing something, I really was looking at these people like, y'all have no idea what y'all doing. Like, them gloves mean nothing. At the end of the day, all that is cross-contamination. That's cross-contamination, because I'm watching these people, they have their gloves, they're texting on their phones, they're readjusting their headphones, then they're touching their face, scratching their eye, you know, rubbing their nose, and you know, holding the poles on a bus or on a cab or in the train, and then they're right back to touching their phones, like just. And I'm just looking at it as it's a crime, as if it was a crime scene investigation. Like, yo, germs on your phone, germs on the pole. Like, I was just like, ew. Like, I'm literally looking at everybody in such disgust. I stay so far away from people. I'm not playing no games, alright? I've been doing good this whole time. Besides that, I was pregnant. Yes. The girl has a baby. His name is Nazir. He just turned 5 months today. I had him July 29th. And I'm so happy, y'all. Like, my baby is so sweet. He's such a happy baby. And honestly speaking, I thought I was going to go into like PTSD, because they would constantly warn about PTSD. And I'm just like, I was really worried, because I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to fall into depression. I'm already like a person that has dealt with depression. You feel me? So I didn't want to fall into depression. Like, I was really freaking worried, y'all. But thank God, like, he is so happy. He smiles all day. Like, he's really like the brightness to my darkness. Like, I wake up and he's just looking at me in my face. Like, and it's like he gets so happy. Like, he lights up when he sees me. I light up when I see him. Like, he really makes me happy. I'm about to eat this oxtail. I've been eating this curry goat because it's so damn good. Let's taste these oxtail, y'all. Look at that. Look at that. Focus, 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 focus. Yeah. Geraldine, honey, you did this, girl. Ooh, and it got a kick of spice to it. And you know, when you eat oxtail, you gotta suck the juice. You gotta suck the bone. You gotta suck the juice out the bone. And we got onions in there, pepper. Look, my husband ain't here yet. And the way this food tastes, I don't know if I want to share. I'm just being honest. And it was rough because I didn't think that I was going to be pregnant. Like, I tried to hold off for so long because, you know, I always told myself that, well, for one, I always said that I was going to be married before I was pregnant. But that was the least of my worries. I've been married for 3 years. So, you know, I did that check. But, you know, I was actually shocked that I got pregnant because I didn't think that I was going to be having a baby, because I didn't want to have a kid until I was financially stable. You know, I wanted to be in a better living situation than what I do now. You know, I wanted to make sure that me and my husband were birth ready. But sometimes you're never really ready. Sometimes things don't go according to plan, but it is what it is. You understand? It is what it is. God said it was time for me to be pregnant and have a baby. So that's exactly what happened. I had a baby. And I don't regret him at all. You know, at first, I was scared. I was scared because me, although I'm grown, I still value the opinion of my mom. So when my mom makes certain noises, or when she went, when I tell her things, it made me think mad negative. Like, I'm mad pessimistic sometimes. So it makes me feel bad. It makes me feel down. I just be like, dang, she don't like that. So that makes me not like something. And sometimes I hate that because, you know, sometimes I be feeling like certain things that I'm doing, or certain things that I want to do, like it's right, or, you know, it looks good. But then when my mom kind of says the opposite, it makes me kind of feel bad and kind of retract on my opinion. So I was really scared. I was really scared that my mom was gonna like have a negative reaction to me announcing that I'm pregnant. So I told her, I was like 1 week from being 4 months when I told her. Only because I wanted to surprise her. Me and my mom don't live in the same state. So, it was my brother's sweet 16 in February. So, me and my husband, we had went out to go see my mom, you know, where she lives at, to go to my brother's sweet 16. So, being that I was going out there, I'm like, wow, this is the perfect time. Surprise! So, girl, let me tell you how this surprise was a big freaking failure, alright? So, me trying to surprise my mother was a big freaking failure, alright? Because I tried to surprise her. So, I had to give my mom a whole bunch of pictures of, like, family that's at my house. That was my grandma's, because I live in my grandma's house now, where I took over her apartment after she passed. So, I'm like, alright, I'm taking these pictures down here. My idea was to put my sonogram in the back of the collection of pictures. Put the pictures in the back, and my mom was gonna like scroll through all the pictures, like look at one picture, put the picture in the back, look at the next picture, put the next picture in the back, and then boom, sonogram. Nope, that's not what happened. She looked at 2 pictures and decided to put it down. Like, oh, I'm gonna look through the rest later. So I'm like, but you have to look at the pictures now. So she said, no, I'm gonna look at it later. So I'm like, alright, now plan B. What am I gonna do now? So I'm like, I'm looking at my husband and I'm like, alright, I'm gonna put the sonogram on the refrigerator. Because the refrigerator she sees every day, right? So I'm like, alright, I'm gonna put the sonogram on top of the refrigerator with the magnet, and when she goes to open up the refrigerator, she's gonna see the sonogram. But then my husband's like, no. And I'm like, you're right, because she might not even come to the refrigerator until tomorrow. So I'm like, well, that was a fail too. My husband is just like, oh, just give it to her. Like, just give her the sonogram. So I'm like, fine. Like, that's not how I wanted to announce that to her that I was pregnant. I really wanted it to be a surprise. But my mom ruined it by not looking at those collection of pictures, right? So, I just went to her. And I gave her the sonogram. So she's looking at it. She's like, what is this? I ain't say nothing. She's like, what is this? So I'm just like, hello, look. So she's looking. And she's like, oh my God. So I started laughing. She's like, so she's looking at me and my husband. She's like, are y'all for real? I'm like, yeah. So y'all, my mom's a little crazy, alright? My mom was one of those strict parents, so she kind of threatened me a little. She's like, Zakira, I'm not playing with you. She's like, are you serious? I'm like, yes, I'm serious. And she's like, oh my God, congratulations. So I'm like, yeah. She's like, yay. So she's like, how far along are you? I'm like, I'm about to be 4 months. She's like, you held your pregnancy from me for 4 months? I was just like, no, I just found out, you know. I just found out that I was pregnant. But it was hard, you know, being pregnant during COVID, because like I was still working. Like I was still working at my job, so I still had to travel. Unfortunately, the type of job that I have, where we're considered essential workers. Well, I'm not gonna say unfortunately, because a lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of people got laid off. A lot of people, you know, got fired. So I'm not gonna say unfortunately, but I was considered essential worker. So even though it was COVID, even though I was pregnant, I still had to go to work. So it was just like, you know, I had to be extra cautious because I was pregnant, to make sure that I stayed away from people. And then I was kind of misinformed in the beginning about COVID, because in my mind, I thought that you could catch COVID by somebody like coughing or sneezing in your direction. So I wasn't wearing a mask in the beginning of the year. So I thought I was good. I'm like, ain't nobody coughing or sneezing around me. Like, I'm good. So I'm talking to my mom, who's a nurse. I'm like, you know, so I had asked her a question. I'm like, how is it that the people that aren't actually being safe, how are they catching COVID if they're being safe? And she's like, you could catch COVID by, you know, being next to somebody that has COVID. Like, if you inhale the same air that they, well, maybe I'm saying that wrong, but like, if you inhale the same air that they have, that they breathe out, you know, then you can possibly catch it. And I was just like, what? Are you serious? Like, this whole time I thought that I was being so safe. Like, clearly I was misinformed. But, you know, I started wearing my mask and just, like, being extra cautious. And then, you know, I was really worried because, you know, I wound up catching preeclampsia. So I gave birth early, 1 month early. Like 5 weeks, rather. And I was really scared because it was so messed up, because during the time that I was pregnant, I was hearing so many deaths about black women dying from giving birth. And that kind of scared, like, I'm not even going to say kind of, it scared me a lot. Like, it really scared me. I wound up catching preeclampsia. So many, like, deaths of black women who had preeclampsia, and how the doctors were basically negligent to their situation. And I was really scared that I was going to end up, you know, having the same case. And I didn't want that, you know. I was really, really scared. But it's hard being pregnant and trying not to worry yourself. You know, trying not to think negative about almost every freaking situation. Is really hard. And it's like, no, and like I said, I'm pessimistic. So I'm always thinking negatively. But to not think negatively, that shit is tough, you know. That shit is real tough. Like, I tried. I try not to scare myself. I try not to think negative thoughts. I try to just think positive, woosah, positivity. Like, I'm gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be okay. So, you know, when during my pregnancy, like, I had low blood. I think it's like low blood flow to my placenta. So my baby wasn't getting enough blood flow. So it was just like, you know, it was like he was going to be low on oxygen or something like that. And they were trying to figure this out and figure that out. So when I went to the hospital, I wasn't even supposed to be going to the hospital. Like, I just went for a normal checkup. And when they took my blood pressure was too high. So they was like, oh no, your pressure is too high. Like, we got to check you in. And I'm like, what? Like, I'm supposed to be going to work and all that. So I'm just like, check me in. I'm just like, this isn't a part of the plan. Like, so they just like, oh, you got to call your job and tell them that you're not coming in. So I was just like, wow, like, that's crazy. There's so much food. I'm just digging in everything, y'all. It's so much food. So when I got to the hospital, they just put a whole bunch of needles inside me. I had the IV put inside me, and you got one person that's trying to ask me 50 million questions while the other nurse is putting these needles inside me. And I'm just like, bro, like, you're not gonna get me to concentrate on you while somebody's putting needles inside of me. Like, especially because I have a short attention span. I can't focus. So the fact that you're trying to torture me and it's not working, it's like, all you're doing is making me focus more on the fact that I'm getting 50 million needles put inside me. So they had to give me magnesium for my my high blood pressure, to like try to level my pressure out. So when I tell you, I was getting stuck like maybe 3-4 times a day for magnesium, because they had to keep checking it to make sure it wasn't like over the amount of magnesium that I'm supposed to have. That was hard. The pregnancy, giving birth was the easy part. And I wound up having a C-section because, you know, with the Pitocin, and I had got this, like, I don't know, it's like some water balloon drink that they put in your vagina to, like, open up your cervix, so that way you know, when you having a natural birth, it could come down, like your placenta could come down. But with that and the Pitocin, the stronger or the more dosage of Pitocin that they gave me, the stronger it got. The stronger it got, the more, like, pain that I felt. Like, I couldn't take it, y'all. I tried to thug it out, but I could not. It was too much. It was too much. That shit was hurting like crazy. Like, I wanted to punch somebody. That's how bad it hurt. So I just gave in. They like, oh, you know, with both of the pain just, like, kind of making my placenta fell. Well, not fell. They didn't say fell, but, like, it was like it would have put the baby in distress. So they gave me the option. They like, oh, you know, we could wait a little bit to see, you know, if you know, having a natural birth was gonna work, or we just do the C-section. So I chose to do the C-section because I didn't want to risk waiting. I didn't want to risk anything happening to my baby. You know, I cried. I cried because all I was thinking about is I want to leave this hospital with my child. You know, I also was thinking how I want to be able to wake up and be here, you know, with my child. You know, I couldn't imagine me not making it, and then my child having to grow up without his mom and knowing that his mom passed away giving birth, you know. So I cried, but all I was thinking about is, like, please just let me be able to see my child, you know. They gave me the epidural, and I was knocked out. I don't even know what happened. And that's the God honest truth. I don't know what the hell happened. I was drugged up, y'all. I just woke up. They woke me up like, oh, your baby's here. I'm just like, oh, yeah, okay. Went back to sleep. So we took a couple pictures. I look crazy. Yeah, I would never see those pictures ever. Ever, okay? I looked so crazy, like a real drug addict. Like, I can't believe they even allowed those pictures to be taken. I look so crazy, but, you know, it's all for good cause, you know? And my baby, he's so beautiful. He's so handsome. Like, that's what's been happening for the past 2 years, man. Just a lot of new things in my life. A lot of changes, ups and downs, depression. Now I got a baby. So now I got a little broke best friend that's bossy. Cause he bossy. When he wanna eat, he wanna eat. This food is really so good. You know, I don't know how these people be doing all these mukbangs and don't be getting full. Like Ayo Trav, he's actually my favorite mukbanger. I like B Love too, but I like Ayo Trav. Like the way he eats food, it's so funny to me. Not in a bad way, like in a good way. Because I think it's so funny how, you know, people be in his comments like, oh, I hate the way you eat and stuff like this. And it's just like, yo, you came to my channel, you came to my page, and you commenting with your opinion. Like, who gives a fuck about how you feel? Like, real shit. I like his page. I like the way he eats. I think it's crazy the amount of food that he be eating, and my man just still skinny. Like, that shit is ridiculous. Us women, we sit here and eat a whole bunch of food and we get fat. But guys, they eat more than us and they stay skinny. But him, he eat a lot of freaking food, and his food be looking good. Some of the stuff I'll be like, I don't know. But it was because of him that I tried like the Popeyes spicy sandwich with the sweet heat sauce and the honey. Now let me tell you, I didn't even know Popeyes had sauces, okay? Because I'm not one that gets condiments. Like, I eat my fries just like that. I eat my biscuits just like that. I didn't know Popeyes had condiments outside of like probably ketchup maybe. So I'm like, they have sweet heat sauce. They have sauces. So I was like, like it looks so good in the video. I'm like, let me try it. So it's so funny because that same day that I seen that video, Geraldine, the girl that cooked me all this delicacy, she called me. And she's like, oh, I'm nearby the job. She's like, I'm at Popeye. Do you want something? I was like, look at God. Look at God. He knew that I wanted to try this sandwich with this sauce. And here she called me, asking me if I wanted something. So I told her, yep, you could give me this Popeye sandwich with sweet heat sauce and some honey. Don't forget the honey and the sweet heat sauce. Yo, when I tell y'all that sandwich was so fucking bomb. I've been trying to eat that sandwich ever since and always had failure. You wanna know why? Because I send my husband to go get it and he'll always forget. He'll always forget the honey. He'll always forget the sweet heat sauce. So I wanted just having to eat a plain ass spicy chicken sandwich. No sweet heat sauce, no honey. So I haven't had that sandwich since. Not like that anyways. This is a lot of food. So I learned how to eat with my hands the African way. My husband's African, so this is how they eat food with their hands. He said you enjoy it better like this. This is true. Because ain't nothing like licking your hands after you finish eating. So this is what I do. So I got my fish. I got some rice. And you just use your hands to smush it. And then boom. The African way. I just told y'all how to eat the African way. Try it. I'm gonna do a mukbang like that too. Mukbang, not mukbang. Mukbang. I'm gonna do a mukbang like that. Some African food. So y'all can see. Oh, yeah, she made me some plantain too. I didn't even show you that. I don't think. No, this food is so good. So today is Tuesday. I don't go back to work till Friday. I just started work about 3 weeks ago. I've been on maternity leave for 4 months. I overextended my time because I was supposed to go back after 3 months. But I told them, like, yo, I don't see myself leaving my 3-month-old child to go back to work. Like, I'm like, the way I was thinking, I'm like, yo, I probably won't be back. But they like, oh, you know, after the 3 months, like, if you don't want to come back, you can just come back. Like, you could reapply, whatever. I was like, probably that's what I'm going to do, because I just don't see myself coming back after 3 months. Like, the fact that we only get 3 months to be off for maternity, I think that shit is fucking ridiculous. 3 months? Like, that shit is really fucking ridiculous. And the crazy thing is, it's guys that make these fucking laws. Why do men try to control our bodies? They try to control everything. So, I stayed out for 4 months. I thought that I didn't have a job, to be honest, because I was gone for so long. They called me. They called me like, oh, are you coming back to the job? I was like, yeah. You know, I was just about to hit y'all up. You know, I thought my time was December 2nd, but HR, she's like, girl, you were supposed to come back October 21st. I said, oh. They didn't call me till the end of November. I'm like, so I was supposed to be back October 21st. Y'all just now calling me a month later. So, I was gone for 4 months. That was a nice 4 months, though. The good thing is that I was able to, like, readjust my schedule to the days and time that I wanted. So, I switched my schedule. I work 3 days now, but I do 4 shifts. As opposed to what I was doing before, which was 5 shifts. But, well, 5 days, 5 shifts. But prior to COVID, I used to do a lot of overtime. So I would work 5 days. And then I would do doubles, like, on Fridays and Saturdays. So it's like 7 shifts in 5 days. Sometimes even 8. Sometimes I work 3 doubles a week. But that was last year. When I got this job, the first week, maybe even the first day, my supervisor asked me, like, oh, can you work Friday and Saturday? Like, do you want to do a double? I said, hell yeah. I love working overtime, okay? Like, me, if I like a job, I'm going to work as hard as I can. Like, I'm a good-ass worker. Like, all my jobs that I didn't like, I just took my deuces. Fuck that 2-week notice shit. They don't give you a warning when they want to fire your ass. They just tell you right then and there, we decided that we don't want to work with you no more. We decided that we no longer need you. Alright. I feel the same way. I decided I don't want to be here no more. I just ain't tell you. I just wake up and like, I ain't going back. That's the type of time I be on. These jobs, at the end of the day, they don't care about you. They care about business. You know, they care about business. You sit there and try to be nice and give you 2 weeks notice. You work 5 days out the week. You give you 2 weeks notice. They only give you 1 shift for those 2 weeks. I was like, hell yeah. Give me that double. So I was working doubles every week. 2 doubles every week. 3 doubles every week. I ain't complaining. I wasn't tired. Like, I was living the life. I needed the money anyway because I had a Dubai trip in September of 2019. Well, I had my Dubai trip last year, which is going to be in another vlog, so stay tuned. But, you know, I needed that extra cash. Dubai it ain't cheap, alright? The bike costs money. The bike costs money. So I needed that extra cash to pay for that trip. But now, with COVID, when COVID happened, they moved a lot of my coworkers to a different location. So it's just 3 of us now that work at my location. And it's so boring. It's so boring. But, you know, I find a way to manage my time. You know, I be on my phone. I watch shows. I watch TV. Play games. Watch movies. Be on Instagram. I find a way to manage my time. Alright, y'all. I'm full. Alright, so I think that is the end of my mukbang because your girl is full. I don't know how these Instagram mukbangers are able to eat all this food in one setting, but I ain't gonna do it to myself. I'm not gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it. Not gonna have my stomach explode, alright? My stomach's already big from having a baby. I don't need to look like I have twins, okay? So, I'm gonna stop. And hope to see you guys in the next video. Ciao!